Hey guys, welcome back to the Sports Card of the Day series, and I'm Todd. First of all, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there. It's been kind of a quiet one for a lot of reasons here at my place today. And the card in front of you today we're going to be featuring is 2011 first Bowman of Francisco Lindor. Doesn't get talked about a lot. Very underrated player and very, very rock solid. In my opinion, one of the best shortstops in the game. And he's 27 years old. Bright future ahead of him. There's been a lot of talk about him leaving Cleveland because they're a small market franchise and they don't seem to, pay the big money contracts and all that good stuff. Right now they have him and Jose Martinez are kind of the backbone of that lineup. But Lindor was signed very young, 18 to be exact, and he's from Puerto Rico, and he moved to Florida at a young age, and I live in Florida, and he attended a school in Central Florida by the name of Montverde Academy, and they are a private school, an expensive private school, and the baseball facility is actually named after Lindor now. They're known for really basketball, and they are a basketball powerhouse. They're constantly, every season, ranked in the top 10 in the country in basketball, but they're not bad in baseball either. And so Lindor went to high school there, and after he graduated, of course he was a standout. I don't have all the stats in front of me, the numbers, but they were extremely good. He was offered a scholarship with Florida State, or, of course, the Indians wanted him, among other teams. So it was funny. He said he had a choice. Florida State scholarship or $2.9 million to sign with Cleveland. So you can kind of imagine what he took, $2.9 million, like a lot of kids were probably at that point. Unless you're Garrett Cole, you take the money. Garrett Cole, to my admiration, said no thanks and went to school. Turned down the Yankees, ended up with the Yankees anyway. So Lindor goes to the Indians and goes to their minor league system, and he moves up quickly. He starts in A-ball, like most of these top prospects, works his way up very quickly. He debuts in 2015 with the Indians. He plays 99 games that year, and he bats .313, and has a rock-solid season. And he finishes runner-up in the Rookie of the Year voting, which kind of questionable to the cheater, Carlos Correa, of the Astros, who won the Rookie of the Year that particular year. And I think it could have went either way because Lindor definitely had the numbers. And I should point out that Lindor's been an all-star every season except one. He's been in the big leagues, not counting this year because there wasn't an all-star game. He's hit 300 twice, and his career average up until this point, including this year, which this year knocked his career average down because a lot of people were down this year, unless you're Mike Trout, down to 285 for his career batting average. It was roughly about 300. This year he hit 258 because everybody was just kind of off. But four-time All-Star, 2 Silver Slugger awards. He's great in the field. He's great on the base pass. He's just got a baseball mentality. He's hit key home runs when they needed him. He's hit a couple of grand slams in the playoffs when they've needed him. This card is, to me, is a cornerstone of that 2011 Bowman set. The black border I'm not a fan of. Black borders in baseball cards, I really wish they would just cut it out because, if you can tell on camera, the right top corner of this card has got some white showing. When I bought it off eBay, back right when COVID mess started, I got a pretty good deal on it. The prices went up now. I got it in and told the seller, I said, listen, and I'm not one of those that, demands a refund and gives negative feedback and all that. I said, listen, the corner is, showing white on it, man. You didn't tell me about that. So he gave me my money back, and that was kind of the end of it. I didn't really ask for that. I mean, that was what he did. So I'm okay with it. It is what it is. But I really like this card, and I like Lindor as a player. And he doesn't get the national exposure that some of these other guys get playing in a small market. the Indians and the Royals and those teams, they don't get for example, Whit Merrifield, very, very good player. He doesn't get that exposure. A lot of times the Orioles don't get that, Baltimore. Like for this year, for example, Anthony Santander had a great season. At least he started that way. But you didn't hear a lot about him because, he's playing for a team that wasn't really doing a whole lot until they had that run about 3/4 of the way through the season. And then they kind of fell off. But, they had Ryan Mountcastle come up to the team, and they have some young guys on that team that's going to make them a lot better. But my point is, and I don't really know if the Orioles will be considered small market, but they just don't get the exposure that the Yankees and the Red Sox and even the Braves and the Dodgers and some of the bigger teams get. But Lindor, if he does decide to move on, will get a huge contract. There is no doubt about that. He's in the prime of his career at 27 years old. He's proven he can hit 300 in the big leagues. And his 2015 Topps update, I was checking prices before I decided to do this episode here. Raw, it's about $40. A PSA 10, $300 to $350. And it's actually came down a little bit. Back when baseball was going on, that PSA 10 was, I think it was $500 at its peak. And I think when baseball kicks back up, we'll see that that card shoot back up because he's going to come out and do what he does. There are certain players in the game, in my opinion, that are automatic. They're going to put their numbers up. Trout, Betts. It looks like Tatis is going to be that kind of guy, and then Lindor's one of those guys. I put him in that category. By the way, I seen pictures of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. yesterday. He has lost 35 pounds. Looks like a completely different guy. And he has said he's going to come back and prove to everybody that he's the real deal. Because he's heard the word bust being used about him way too much, he said. So it's like a whole different guy. Looked like a completely different guy. Looked great. 35 pounds gone. And that's just since September, when the Blue Jays season was over. They got knocked out of the playoffs. So, episode 16, Francisco Lindor, 2011, first Bowman. A guy that has my respect. He's just a pure baseball player. He's from Puerto Rico originally. Like I said, he moved to Florida. And, he defines what the game should be. Plays the game the right way. His nickname is Mr. Smile. He's known as just a guy that smiles a lot and is a good teammate. On a real quick note, I'm going to show something here on the camera. This, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. This here, a friend of mine from Panini sent me this. I'm not really a NASCAR guy, but he works for Panini. He's like, hey, sent me this die-cast 164 size, like Hot Wheel NASCAR. He sent me like a couple of these. I'm like, man, I've never seen them. I couldn't find any of these on eBay. So if any of you guys are NASCAR fanatics, because I'm not a NASCAR fan, and let me know if this is something you've ever seen before. I think it's kind of unique. I mean, I was like, wow. He sent me a hat and a shirt and this thing here, and I thought it was pretty cool. Just some Panini stuff. But I didn't know Panini sponsored a NASCAR team, or do they? Or is this just kind of it said limited edition, etc., etc. So, but once again, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Leave me a comment. I think we know the routine by now. I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers.